Hi everyone, welcome to the 411 with 404 CAD site. Today I'm going to be showing you where to find all the CAD files you need, along with how to import them into Fusion 360. Just a warning though, importing and uploading all the files needed is not something one can accomplish quickly in like 10 minutes or so, due to how Fusion imports files. Alright, so you need CAD files. There are many different places to find all the CAD files you need. Our website, error404robotics.com, has links to the best places to get all the CAD files you will possibly need. Where you'll go to get all the CAD parts are all under the Kit of Parts in CAD section in the Computer Aided Design tab of the 411 with 404 Portal Hub. The absolutely necessary files you'll need are most definitely of Tetrix parts. This is the only link you'll click on that will automatically download a zip file for you to import. Some of the other links will direct you to a zip file, others you'll have to hunt down the part that you'll need on the producer's website, and you'll find the file you need with the part on the website. So, going to the Tetrix website, go to the Error 404 Robotics tab, 404robotics.com. Once it loads, go to the 411 with 404 tab. Let it finish loading. Go to the Computer Aided Design tab. Okay. So, Kit of Parts in CAD. Tetrix parts, like I said, you just click on it, automatically downloads a zip file. That will take, here, 2 minutes to download. So, while this downloads, I'll just cover this first. When you first open it, you'll go into the folder named Tetrix Kit FTC. In this folder, you might be overwhelmed with seemingly random names and numbers. I know I was when I first saw this folder. To help with this, we've also added a link directly under this Tetrix link on our website. That's basically a cross-reference list. It will tell you what each part means. And the link on the website is file name cross-reference list. Simple enough. So, anywhere you see a marking on this file, in these pages, that looks more or less like 2 lines going down, is basically pulling the word above it into where it is. For instance, 40-tooth gear, 80-tooth gear, 120-tooth gear. And this is just one example. Fortunately, in this folder, all you have to be worried about is which pieces go to which assembly. So, now that you've got the zip folder, chances are it's in your downloads folder. So you'll just extract the files, and on this computer we're using a special program called WinRAR. If you don't have that, then just literally right-click the folder and extract it to downloads folder, wherever you want to extract it to. Just make sure it's in a spot where you can find it later, because we're going to be finding it through Fusion. So, extract it to here. Once it's finished, alright, there we go. So now I just go to your thing, find it, there we go. Alright, so, like I said earlier, you have the zip file open, you go to texturekit.ftc, and there you find all your interesting names and numbers. So, using the cross-reference list, that is somewhere, there we go. You can now figure out which is which. Alright, so continuing what I was saying earlier, fortunately in this folder for now, all you have to be worried about is which pieces go to which assembly. Reason being, when you're uploading an assembly of something, Fusion knows, due to the file classification, the file end name, what the assembly is. Which one is the assembly. So it will ask for clarification which is the main assembly file. There's some parts that are outdated for FTC now, such as the Samantha module that you'll find up top here in the top 5 file names. There are also other parts that just don't work because they need a file or files that are no longer available or just can't be found in the folder. Those parts are basically anything ending with .asm. The parts associated with those .asm files can be used, but are somewhat useless unless someone on your team is willing to take the time to put them back together. What I would recommend is to move at least the .asm files elsewhere, or just delete them. There are a few files I would recommend you keep, such as the Tetrix 739.079 collar.prt and 739.092 collar.prt. These are basic common axle collars to keep something that you are attaching to the axle to stay put. The easiest way to import is to select all the files in the folder, then go through and deselect all the files ending in .asm. This way, Fusion will upload all .prt files and they will all be able to be used. You may not need them all, but they will be there. This method is slightly tedious, but take it from someone that has already gone through this issue. Taking this small amount of time to sort this will only make things easier on you in the long run. It will make uploading a lot faster, instead of wondering why only certain files will upload and then wasting 5 hours trying to figure out how to fix it. Alright. So, for this example, I'm going to make a new project that I'll just label new project for now. Once it's done loading, there we go. Go into it, and you will click for sorting reasons for this video. I'll put all the Tetrix stuff into a folder just labeled Tetrix. You can label it however you want to name it, or just have it in the main branch of the project. So, in the Tetrix area, and you want to hit upload. And now, you want to select the files you need. Go into wherever you put your files. Go. Tetrix Kit FTC. Select everything. Easiest way is to Control A, and Shift, Control A, Control, click each part that you don't need. Like I said, this is tedious, but worth it in the long run. Almost done. And this is definitely not the hardest one to do. The Servo City parts are quite a bit more complicated to sort and upload. And these ASMs. And this should be all of them, and it should not ask unless I missed one, and I did. Darn it. Remove that one. Remove that one. Alright. So, once you have all the files of the same type, .prt, there will be a checkbox up here saying .prt files are not assembly files. You want to click that because it will then upload all of those as separate files instead of lumping it all under one file and then saying none of these parts fit. So once you've done this, click upload, and depending on your internet connection, it might take 2 minutes, it might take 5, it might take half an hour. Alright, so while these files are uploading, which like I said will take a while, I'm going to show you how to get the Servo City parts. The link on our website will take you directly to the Servo City website, where there is a link to click that will direct you to a Dropbox website, where you will then be able to download another zip file that contains all the Servo City parts. Depending on if you have it, it's you don't need a Dropbox account here, but I'm going to show you how to get it easily. How to get it. So you go to Servo City, get the step file library, then it redirects you to Dropbox, and it loads, download, direct download, and then it starts downloading. And Servo City has their parts sorted much better, with names with just numbers, which you can't tell by the numbers what they are, but fortunately Fusion shows a snapshot of what each part is, so you can see what you need. So open it. Go to all step files, and you'll see it sorts it by number, 525 parts, 535, all the way down to 637, and some extra stuff that I honestly doubt you'll ever need. What I did, I just uploaded it all just if I ever needed it. I'm going to show you. Unfortunately, you can't upload folders. Fusion doesn't have that ability yet, but perhaps by the time you view this video they will. So, like in Fusion, we'll do new folder, Servo City, go in there, and I'll just do 525 parts. And then upload, select files, downloads. I got to extract that. I forgot. So, like I said earlier, you'll want to save it in an easy spot to find, because you'll be hunting for it in Fusion. So, back here, all step files, 525, and you do not need to hide it. You don't need to deselect any parts since they're all step files. Fusion will be absolutely fine with uploading each and every one of them. And it doesn't need to, you don't need to say step files are not assembly files. So you then hit upload for those. And if you haven't already, if your previous uploads haven't already finished, it will add them into the upload queue. Unfortunately, with step files, you don't know which are parts just parts and which are assemblies. You can only figure that out once you've imported them into Fusion and can see, and the snapshot will show you what they are. And step files are generic files that basically are zip files, but in CAD form. Autodesk programs such as Fusion 360 or Autodesk Inventor, for instance, will be able to extract most any step file you give them. Okay. So now that at least most of these are done, I've walked you through basic uploading files. However, making an assembly with those files is a bit weird. So, first, I'll do right here in the master folder. You must first, and this is a must, you must first save a blank, empty file. So you go up to the floppy disk to save, click save, and give it whatever name you want it. But for this video, I'm going to name it Assembly. There we go. Now it will save this file right there in your tab. So now, I can't stress enough how necessary this step is. In teaching others, many others, I've had some students make the mistake of working within the original file itself, making everything a whole lot more difficult. And by the time any of us caught it, they were really far along and we had to backtrack all the way back. This step is so Fusion can tell any part you want to put in assembly where to go, and you'll be able to easily change anything in the file. So now, once the file is saved, you can now just click and drag any part you want into this assembly. So for this video, we'll use a Tetrix part. This one part a few times. This Tetrix 739067. So you want to scroll down through here until you find that number. 739067. And you'll want two of them. You can only drag in one at a time. So just give Fusion however much time it needs. On different computers, it loads at different speeds. So one's in, we'll drag the second in, and move this over here. Okay. Settings. And I prefer to work in inches. You might prefer to work in centimeters or whatever. It's entirely up to you. So, zoom out. This is much easier when you have a mouse, so bear with me. Alright. Okay, there we go. So, for ease of use, we will ground one of these files, one of these parts. So you right click on you have to first double click on the part you want, right click, and then click ground. It's going to be at the very top of the menu, right click menu. So once you ground it, it cannot move. No matter how much you want to move it, it will not move. You can do it through right clicking the part, or you can also right click the name on the left side of the screen, and there you go, you see unground. Alright, this will basically glue it. So next, we want to attach these two files. And where I'm wanting to attach the parts is down here. You're going to click the joint button it will look like this. It looks like two parts of a hinge that are separated. So you click that, and you'll notice that the grounded part is faded away. That means you can't mess with it right now. It will not move. And to select what area you want, you'll see this small little circle that will either attach to any point with a plus or an X, or float around the screen. Float around the face of the part your mouse is over. I recommend clicking the face of the part you want first, so that way you don't click accidentally somewhere else. So you know that the face you want is exactly what you want. So click the face, and now that circle that was now notice that the circle that was following your mouse is now just sticking to these pluses. And for this video, I'm going to select this plus right here. You can select any plus you want. And now that part is grayed out, and the first part is now full color. And you'll do the same thing for this part. Face first and the plus. And after Fusion does a cool little mini animation of it sticking, it will then show you what your part will look like. You can rotate it however you want around this axis. We'll just do 90 degrees. And the most basic joint is rigid. Basically, once you put it like that, nothing will move. And I'll show you here. So go to home, and if you click it, it won't move. That's because of the rigid joint. If you change that joint, right click on rigid joint and edit joint, you can change the type to many different types. Revolute basically says it will spin around that axis, and it'll also show you an animation. So if you hit OK, and then click and drag, it will rotate around that point. And now, if you follow along with the video like I hope you have now made a very basic assembly. With this core knowledge, however, you are that much closer to building a very, very complicated robot in CAD to be able to show off to judges in your interviews. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you want to see a video on how to make your own gusset in CAD, click here. If you want to see how to make a drawing of your part, you can click here. You can find more of our videos at error404robotics.com on the 411 with 404 Education Portal tab. Good luck this season, and we hope our videos can assist your team.